Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips.
Nice headphones.
I was going to say we're an audio. They are new ones. Thank you very much to Razer. Jeez, that was a more on the nose plug than I realised. Thanks to Razer. You sent me a brand new pair of the Razer Kraken Ultimates. They're pretty sweet. With USB only though. Keep that in mind. Go check a review up on the Player 2 website soon, if not already. Look forward to it. Either way, good things to say. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. How about you?
Yeah, pretty good. Again, new headphones. It's a good day. With Player 2's had lots of nominations in the Lizzies. Good times for all things Player 2 at the moment. And millions and millions of you are visiting the website at the moment. So it's good times for everyone involved.
And we are the biggest podcast in our area code.
Yes. Do we share the same one? No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. No, we do.
No, I'm three. I was about to. No, my one's number difference from the rest of the town.
Oh, just out a little bit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Both postcodes. We've got it covered.
Okay, how about this region?
Yeah, that'll do. But we got Dev Diary.
Oh, my
own product is fucking. All right, let's move into the episode. Matto, we're talking about Xbox because Phil Spencer came out. He put a post up on the website on the Xbox Wire. There's, I think, some videos around. Hope did an awesome article for the website as well. Go and check that out. Basically outlining a whole bunch of really cool detail specs.
Various bits and pieces. DMX, you got to read it.
X gonna give it to you. There's some really cool kind of details that were kind of revealed about the Xbox Series X. Now, we know how much you, the viewer and listener, love Matto and I talking about teraflops and ray tracing and the new gimmick term, variable rate shading. And we're going to do all of that, but we might start with something that kind of makes a little bit more sense to the both of us, potentially. There was kind of two key features there that I think for laymen such as ourselves that don't know the tech, it makes a little bit more sense. Something called Quick Resume, which was fairly self-explanatory. It allows you to pick up and play, drop in and out of, I don't know, multiple games. They didn't specify how many. I don't think in the end.
Nintendo Switch, you know what it is. It's
as long as you've got a physical copy of the game, of course.
Yes. Really?
Oh, sorry. As long as it's a digital copy, I should say. Physical wouldn't work.
Physical works as well.
But you'd have to take the cartridge out.
If you take the cartridge out. Take the cartridge out, then
then you got a problem.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Because obviously it needs to boot up the game, so it doesn't quite work on that sort of level. But yeah, if you can just like a pause state. It's kind of like what we're used to with the Xbox and the PS4 at the moment, where you can pop the console into rest mode or off or whatever, and it'll boot back up like when you fire the game up. But now you can do that with multiple games, so that's kind of cool.
It is, so you don't have to exit a game and then have to reload it, because there are some games out there that take a while to load.
Yeah, 100%.
And I like that. Witcher, Borderlands 3 when you first start it.
Yeah, there's a few ones.
I don't know if the PS Pro is the same, but before you even get to the starting title, it takes like 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh look, some of just the big open world games, like because they try and make sure, and I think Witcher, Odyssey, you've obviously been smashing Odyssey over the course of the last few months. Every time you fire that game up for the first time, the load is huge because they're trying to load up the entire world. Basically, it doesn't quite work that way, but they're kind of doing that. Whereas now, if you can just suspend it and come back to it whenever you want, and you don't lose it to open up another game, that's kind of cool. I guess the only thing it doesn't work with is online shooters. Like you couldn't just suspend a game of Fortnite, for example.
But that doesn't take long to boot up anyway, so I don't see that as a big problem.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't work in the sense that you jump out, the game's still going, you're going to die. So
everyone's left, and you're dead.
Yeah, you boot back and there's just this like mouldy carcass that's been sitting there for 6 months because it's been that long since you quick resumed.
Everyone's been looting you.
Yeah.
Continuously.
Teabagging you. It's an online
That would be
shooter.
A great stat if you just came back. You'd be teabagged 4,000 times.
Today. So I think
fantastic.
I think you and I are on the same page there. That's a pretty cool new feature.
Yeah, I like that.
I think one that PlayStation definitely needs to pay attention to if they're not already doing the same thing.
I think that's what they're doing here. I think they're just waiting and going, "Oh, that's a good idea. Let's take that."
Yeah,
let's take that.
100%. What about the what was it called? The smart delivery. Did you do too much reading into whatever smart delivery was?
No, I don't know what it is.
It seems to be this strange sort of feature where they're still kind of talking about backwards compatibility in some ways, but like and CD Projekt Red kind of came out and spoke about it afterwards. Like, if you pop your Cyberpunk disc, or you try and boot up your Xbox One version of Cyberpunk onto your Xbox Series X, it's gonna just kind of recognize that it's that version of the game, and you'll just get the upgraded experience.
So is it like a cloud? So your save data goes from...
I think it's just, well, yeah, I guess you'd have your cloud saves, which a lot of the consoles currently do. I don't know if, I know with PlayStation, I think you only get your cloud saves if you...
With the Plus.
PlayStation Plus, but you can do it via USB as well, so I guess if you wanted to transfer your save that way, you could do it. And I think Xbox maybe does it for free. I'm not 100% sure in that regard.
I'm not sure that either.
I mean, they're certainly better off. They're certainly better off than PlayStation when it comes to cloud functionality and kind of online systems. But I don't know. Like it's kind of a cool feature that you're basically just getting a free upgraded version of the game if all the other companies get on board with it.
That's the big question, because Xbox, they're like, hey, everyone likes an upgraded game for free.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean,
but who wants to join us? And some people might. If it's EA, they'll just probably go, nah.
But why would they do that when they can sell you a remastered version of the game or something like that?
For the same price.
Yeah.
So they just eliminate the whole remaster.
Well, I think that's the theory. But yeah, if you
remember when the first 3 years of PS4 and Xbox One, most of the games that came out were remaster games until The Witcher came out.
Yeah, there was DMC was early on, Tomb Raider was early on. There was a whole bunch of them.
Was it Sleeping Dogs? Was 2?
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs was.
There was a whole heap of them.
We can dream about a Sleeping Dogs too.
Oh yeah.
There was I think there was one. It was like Triad Wars or something. I think it got cancelled, or it was Japan only or something like that. But go on, bring us the real thing, United Front Games.
We want it.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of a cool feature, and like you're saying, though, it does depend on what the third parties do. Like, if EA doesn't want to get on board because they want to sell you a remastered version of Battlefront 2, for example, or Jedi Fallen Order, or whatever it happens to be, like, there's not much Xbox can do about it, really. What we saw from last gen going into this gen was, like, it was the same on both Xbox and PlayStation, I think, for Xbox. But if you put your PS3 version of what was the Call of Duty at the time? Was it Ghost that came out? I think it was 2013 that came across from last gen to this gen. I think that was the year that Ghost came out. And
or Black Ops 2? No, that was later on.
My gut says it was Ghost.
I think Ghost.
I think Ghost was the launch, and basically, if you put your PS3 version in, it would realise that you owned it, and there would be an upgraded version that you could buy for cheaper. You'd get it digitally, so your PS3 game didn't
because you had to
work.
pay for it or something. It was just something stupid about it, and people weren't happy about it.
And of course, because it wasn't backwards compatible, your PS3 game wouldn't actually work. It would just recognise what it was, and go, hey, do you want this like this cheaper upgrade to the PS4 version, which you could then redeem and download the digital version, and you'd be fine.
You idiot.
Why would you? Well, yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was a good idea, but whatever floats your boat. But if this is free, like, that's great, and it makes sense that Cyberpunk's or CD Projekt Red's going to do it, because they're the good guys. These are the people that put the little thank you message inside The Witcher 3.
And you would think Gearbox would be on board as well, because they seem like the type of people that always do it.
Yeah, they're the good guys like that. So there's a few companies that could do it, but whether the big publishers do it,
big ones,
that's a whole other thing. And then does PlayStation do the same thing? Like, it could be a very different approach from both companies. It doesn't surprise me Xbox is doing it, because they're the real good guys at the moment.
They're just doing everything.
Phil Spencer's the best.
Happy. Hey, see what happens when you change over people? Well, man.
What's
the big
his name
change?
Again?
Matrick.
Yeah, Don Matrick. Holy shit, that clown.
That was
blew up Zynga as well.
Yeah, no, he's doing well.
Piece of shit. That's maybe a bit harsh, but he was pretty shit for Xbox.
I know. I mean, some of the ideas when it came out, you just scratch your head and go, "What the hell?" I remember the whole thing's like, "Oh, yeah, Xbox has got to be connected to the internet the whole time." I'm thinking, not everyone wants to be on the internet all the time. They just
Or
want to
can
play a
be.
damn game. Or
Or
can't
maybe,
get on the
yeah,
internet.
maybe they can't. Yeah.
And then all this other crap as well. Their entertainment, like, I don't care about the entertainment part. I just care about the games. And this sort of seems to be this thing now. Just it's about the games. You don't really hear anything else, like all the entertainment
Yeah.
and all that stuff, which is good.
Like it's going on. It's there, and the
It's
support's
there, but it's not the main focus on it. The
Yeah.
focus is your 12 teraflops for gaming.
Which I guess you've given us the segue there. You and I still don't really know what a teraflop is, and I'm sure Hope's probably explained it, but I'm not gonna.
God, someone could Twitter us again, like Jamie did last week about the piccolo. I was wrong.
Oh yeah,
It
what are
wasn't
we
a
gonna?
recorder, it was a flute.
What are we gonna talk about in this episode?
I got no idea.
We'll think of something.
Don't think of it too hard.
Yeah. But yeah, Hope talks about how in the article it's comparable to a fairly high end GPU in a current box. So, and it's twice as powerful as an Xbox One X. So, I mean that's pretty awesome. I still can't help but shake this feeling that the Series X is actually like the top end SKU. Like there's a cheaper, more mainstream, or more affordable version that's actually to come.
Like your casual gamer, pro gamer.
Yeah, Series X and Series S.
Now. Yeah, so like your S and X you got now.
Yeah,
Seems to be like the same thing.
Yeah, I can't shake the feeling that there's maybe a Series S on the way.
Series SX?
Yeah.
Or S?
SSX?
Tricky.
We'll go snowboarding. Yeah. Maybe they'd plan to reveal it at E3 before coronavirus takes that out.
They won't be at E3?
Probably not. They're not going to GDC.
All that too. I was going to say all their leaked details are just like,
oh,
no,
yeah.
thank you.
Oh, yeah. You get the companies that won't show up, and then you add the media that doesn't want to bar of it either. That joint's cooked. But anyway, PlayStation seem to be well ahead of the curve. Maybe they're the ones responsible for coronavirus.
Maybe Kind of Funny could come and save the day.
Oh, yeah. I've already heard that Greg has declared that in the event that anything kind of goes wrong, they will do a Kind of Funny game showcase. So...
Oh, so they'll save E3.
They'll save E3.
Some
Kind of Funny will save E3.
Not small. All these big names are pulling out. Then here comes Kind of Funny.
Yeah, just to save the day. Good guys. Good guy, Greg. But yeah, I mean, I still don't know much about teraflops, but it all sounds kind of impressive.
So we should really read up on this whole teraflops thing and get a better understanding.
Going alongside our lack of knowledge of ray tracing.
Piccolos.
And piccolos, but yeah, like ray tracing, I guess like they're really pumping that up. DirectX is I believe that's an actual Microsoft product these days. I feel like they bought the people responsible, so I guess having their own kind of system in place is kind of good. It's hardware accelerated, whatever that kind of does.
See, this is the thing. You just put out all these fancy things, and people are gonna go, "Oh, this must be really good."
Yeah, and like even when
80% of people that have no idea what all these words are, and they go, "Oh, that must sound really good."
It might even be more than that. Like
we don't know.
I believe there was something in the whole process though that's gonna whether the games actually get output at this standard or not remains to be seen. But I believe that the console, as a result of all these various different things, is going to be able to support up to 120 FPS.
Oh,
which people obviously bang on about 60 and how big a deal that is, and
everyone complains about frame rates. Oh, it should be higher.
Yeah,
like whatever.
I don't know what the human eye can support. I think I heard something.
Human eye sees 25, I think, or 24.
I thought
that's the eye.
But I think what we're capable of actually seeing though is greater than that.
It is,
or recognizing the difference between. Anyway, I think it's like up to in the 200s or something like that.
Like 360, 240, something like that.
Yeah, 240, 250. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but
so, I mean, like I said again, just tweet us. We'll
fact check. Yeah, but regardless, though, most people don't have the displays to actually support something that's churning at 120 frames per second. So, like, imagine how expensive that's going to be.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that if you want to see 120 frames a second, you got to get the right screen to see it.
So I don't really know what we can kind of like. It sounds great,
but you need the screen to see it.
Yeah, and that's not cheap. I mean, take a look at the prices of some of those 8K tellies these days. It's kind of crazy.
$8,000 or even more. $8,000,
maybe even
10.
more.
Yeah,
I think there's still some high-end 4Ks that'll still cost you $8,000.
And then you got if you get it off a PC monitor, it's what, $1,000 almost.
Yeah, probably.
Usually those curved monitors now.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ask Matt. He's getting sent him for
he's
Alienware.
Alienware,
Yeah, if you haven't gone and checked out that
too.
video on the YouTube channel, go and check that out because it's
We're
a
plugging
very
everything on.
impressive kit that he got sent there. We're
This
doing
is
a good
not
job
even-
of it this time.
Yeah, this is just the plugging podcast. We don't even care about the whole Xbox thing. That's just a cover up.
It'll just be the new version of the Play 2 podcast. We
Talking
just
about-
promote all our shit.
Talking about Razer headphones and I don't know what else.
Alienware computers and Lizzie nominations and all that sort of thing. But the only other thing that I don't really understand what it is, but I believe it's still kind of some degree of, at least within Xbox, kind of some sort of new tech, is this whole variable rate shading thing. I think it's supposed to allow, like, rather than trying to render everything at once, it can pick and emphasize certain things.
Oh yeah, so
to
it'd
kind of
be
load
quicker
those
loading
in.
times.
Presumably, yeah. Maybe that's
So
like
it's
the
like
knock-on
your whole
effect.
Assassin's Creed thing. It doesn't load the entire area straight up. It might be just a section,
What's in
maybe.
the little square that you can actually see, and
Like,
then
yeah.
beyond that,
line of sight,
yeah.
sort of thing. Who knows?
Well, that was the thing that Guerrilla did with Horizon Zero Dawn, is so they, like, the cone that you can kind of look down, everything is black outside of that. Like, they're rendering it live as you pan the camera left or right or up or down. So it might be the same
crazy.
sort. It might be the same sort of idea where they're literally like, we'll just render this. We will get to the rest, but
for now,
But
just
for now,
stay here.
let's get that cone of vision, and then we'll kind of, which allows you to get into the game quicker potentially. That's how I could see something like that
Hey.
working.
I'm all for it. It's
'Cause
nothing
I
I
sus-
hate more than loading times.
Yeah,
It's
like
the worst.
I'm sure Guerrilla probably wanted to render the entire world, but maybe to make their vision happen, make it look the way they wanted to look, they had to kind of go, let's just keep this cone and let's just make sure that we can keep up with whatever the player does. And they didn't screw it up. So
They didn't
that's,
screw it up. They did pretty damn good at it.
but
I'm
if
not
the,
gonna lie.
yeah, but if the tech comes along that stops them from even having to do that, where they say, no, like, we'll just load that first and then everything else, we're golden.
Magic.
It's going to be glory days for anyone playing on an Xbox.
And who said console was dead?
I mean,
Yet.
some clown, I guess, but
Some people said, "Oh no, VR's going to take over." Some things it
we're
will,
getting
but
there.
not
We're getting there.
everything.
The VR takeover is coming.
It's like see the movie Wall-E. That's what we're going to end up like. Fat people on
Fat
seats
bricks sitting in chairs doing nothing else.
doing
Oh,
nothing.
shit.
Getting there.
So the only thing I kind of like, all this stuff, there was just those 5 points that they're talking about. The one thing though that I keeps nagging at me, and again, this is maybe me coming as someone who is first and foremost a PlayStation guy, I'm still sitting back thinking, well, where are the games? Like, we know Halo's coming, that's confirmed, and we've seen some CG trailers, and it looks gorgeous, and it'll probably be
But that's it.
one of, if not the best games that comes out for either console at launch, visually, if not maybe the best game full stop. But beyond that, yeah, like, we know there's other games on the way. Hellblade 2 is coming. There's that Grounded, the one from Obsidian. There's like
Probably
there's some,
think Bleeding Edge will go over as well.
well,
maybe.
yeah. Presumably we'll see some ports, but I guess like nothing's gonna, like, they're old games. Even if they're only 6 months old, they're still old games. Like, people don't. Most people, I should say, don't buy their new console so they can play a 6-month-old game. Now, the exception to the rule might be Cyberpunk, because if there's this upgraded version at launch, then people go, oh, sweet, like, I can keep playing Cyberpunk because...
Then switch it over when I get the new one.
Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk's probably going to be 100 hours at least, so there's probably plenty of people who won't be even done with the campaign that are part of the way through. The Xbox comes out, they go, oh, sweet, I'll just transfer straight across and keep going. Like, that makes sense. You might play your old games then. But for the most part, people aren't going back so that they can play something like a Bleeding Edge, for example. They're
Gears of
looking
War
for
or something like
yeah,
that.
they're looking for new experiences, and at the moment, Xbox hasn't shown that yet, outside of Halo, which is probably the biggest hitter. They probably don't need anything else exclusives-wise, technically.
But it'd be just nice to see more games, because I don't want us to see one at launch, because usually
It doesn't work too
something.
well when that's the case. Hell, even PlayStation, for all they were obviously the most dominant console this gen. They launched with Killzone and Knack. Game of the Year winner Knack.
and that's it.
But like they dominated with just two. And Killzone, it's the last entry in that franchise from that point onwards. Unless the Vita version came out afterwards. I can't remember the order that those two, Shadowfall and Mercenary, came out. But it's the last console Killzone anyway. I don't know what... I don't know if they need anything more technically, but I think they probably need to show what's coming 6 months down the line or 12 months down the line. Like, give us some
Yeah, they
confirmation.
need like a
that-
timeline of what's going to
Yeah.
come. Because you
Like,
can't just say, "Oh, we got Halo," and that's it.
yeah, 100%. Like, tell
And
us that
that's
in
gonna
2021
sort of
is whatever.
So yeah, like it is another game or something from Obsidian again. Who
Yeah.
knows? Oh, it won't be Obsidian. They're just come out of the Outer Worlds, but
Well, they're
still
the
one of
ones
the
doing
little,
Grounded, so they could, like, Grounded could be that one in 2021, but it's still not. That's not a Halo size. That's not a Gears size. Everwild from Rare isn't going to be like that. Looks like, Breath of the Wild in terms of its looks and style, but your shitty Witcher.
the shitty Witcher. If it has if it has a better weapon system, I'm all there.
Oh, well, then you could be on
I
board.
am
But,
all there.
it looks like a great game, but that's not going to sell your consoles.
No,
Whereas, like, all
Halo
PlayStation has
will.
to do is go, okay, look, maybe you got us covered with with Halo. Though I'm still adamant that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to come out and go head to head with Halo, and the way Halo's
Well,
kind of
that's gonna be-
dropped off in popularity this year, I feel like those two are almost kind of on a level pegging. Especially with
Very tough.
the wave that PlayStation's riding going into it. Like, you'd think Horizon could
Something's
come
big.
pretty close, yeah. Like, it's Xbox's biggest IP against PlayStation's newest and biggest, or not biggest, but their big new IP. So it could work, but all PlayStation needs to do is go, boom, here's God of War, boom, here's Spider-Man, here's next from Naughty Dog. Like, they've got all these options. Xbox is trying to establish some IP. Like, they've got Halo and Gears. I think we can
That's
probably
really
assume
it.
Forza will probably come at the end of the generation.
Oh yeah, there might be a new Forza game.
Yeah, I think that's...
Maybe.
Well, they've actually, for the first time in years, they've had a year off. So
Oh, so there is something big coming.
you'd have to think there's probably something coming from the new console, but it'll be the next Motorsport, so Motorsport 8, I guess. But that's not as big as it used to be. Like, there's people are kind of getting a little bit over the core Motorsport games. Horizon's awesome, Forza Horizon's great, but the core Motorsport
Need for
games
Speed.
are good technical
Need for
things,
Speed.
and that's about it.
Need for Speed made a comeback as well, just because of Forza.
Yeah. So
Need for
I don't know.
Speed was dead.
I guess they could drop Fable. Like, Fable would be big.
Yeah,
But it's not
that's-
gonna come at
we've heard
launch.
We've heard that for years. Oh, give us a good Fable game. We haven't seen
Yeah.
one. Oh yeah, we will. Here it is on that. What is that Connect thing?
Oh.
No.
Fable the Journey, I think it was the one on the Kinect.
Fable was it just Journey? Oh, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
even care.
Yeah, it was
Was
shit.
any-
It's not worth
It
the
was
time.
terrible.
So I
Yeah.
think, like, all the technical stuff's great, but they need to start kind of dipping their toes in and just going, look, here's this game, this is how this is going to work, here's what Cyberpunk will look. Hell, they don't even have to announce another first party game. If they just go, here's what Cyberpunk looks like now, here's what it's going to look like on the Series X. Like, that's
Also-
going to win people over,
But
presumably.
there's also the no word on storage is my other problem.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they're a bit shy to talk about that one.
Because if it's a 1 terabyte,
That's going to upset a lot of people.
no thanks. That's not.
Even if it's solid state, that's not enough.
Yeah, but not even now. If games are like 100 gig, you go what? Get 10 games at the best.
Yeah, well,
If you're a serious gamer, that's nowhere near enough.
yeah. Well, I think Final Fantasy is going to be close to 100 gig. Red Dead 2 was.
Was I don't know what else. Division 2 was 70.
Yeah, and some of these things just get bigger and bigger too as DLC starts to roll in. So,
You go look at The Last of Us 2, that's going to be huge.
yeah. So,
So yeah, so one
mean-
thing that I looked at, going, there's no word on storage.
does it need to be at least a minimum of 2, do you think?
Minimum, yeah.
Nothing less
I
than 2?
reckon 2. 2 or 3.
Which
If games are going to get bigger,
gets
you have to
expensive.
go 3.
And I guess the last thing, we're maybe jumping the gun. This wasn't really meant to be like a speculation about games and prices, but what do you think they should price it at? Let's talk Aussie dollars for the sake of it.
I would say 600.
All right, so that probably works out to be about $450 to $500 US dollars then for those listening.
Same as like the last console was about around that 600 mark.
Yeah, okay,
So I'll go 600.
that's fair.
Depends how expensive their parts are as well.
Yeah, that all checks out.
I just hope there's no DVD player. There's still discs you can use. Can't
Yeah,
you?
they'll still support
Still
discs,
using discs,
but
that's
maybe
right.
the S doesn't have disc support or something
Oh,
like
the
that.
old like the Xbox they got now, the old digital.
Yeah,
Only-
the old digital version. The Xbox
Big
sad.
options. Xbox sucks. No, just the digital download one. That's
Yeah.
it. Everything else, good.
Xbox sad, It's a great acronym. Doesn't work.
Xbox Super.
Yeah, any sort of acronym that's better than that. Anyway, Matto, I think this is a good point to wrap it up. I agree with you on the price. The games, they definitely need to show some. The tech stuff, I mean...
Don't do the same as what you did last time. People want to see games.
Yeah, lots and lots of games.
The one thing you need is games. You can show all the fancy, the mumbo jumbo that we don't know about, but people want to see
understand.
games.
Yeah. It only gets you so far. It's why PlayStation's doing their stuff in the wide magazines, because the rest of us don't care. So if you enjoyed that episode of Patch, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the details are down the bottom. That allows you to get access to more of Patched, obviously, the Insider, Player 2 Plays, Late Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Late Game Review is coming back. You've got a new episode on the back end. I'm going to look to roll it out very soon. I've just got to create a thumbnail for that. So there's another cheeky plug. But I've got to create a thumbnail for that. I'll pop the description in there.
Plug in everything.
Then we'll go
Do
from
I just
there.
say what it is? No. Yeah, no. Or surprise them.
No, we won't drop it yet.
I've never said it for all the other ones, so might as well just stick with it.
Yeah, we'll keep to tradition. Visit the website player2.net.au where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features. Probably a review of these headphones by now. Maybe not. But there's other cool stuff to be found there as well. Links to the podcast series. Yeah, the Alienware stuff as well. We've got some stuff from Matt went to an event, Coach Media event recently. So you got to play. There's Destroy All Humans, and there's a whole bunch of other demos that are all coming out, and there's going to be written reports and video stuff for that too, so go check all those out. There's the podcast series, Patched. We obviously have the audio version as well. The Player 2 Pixelcast, which is back up and running. And just last week, I announced who the guest was last week on the show, but just this past week, Eric Jensen from PlayStation's Bend Studio was on the show. So we've been talking about Xbox, but there's a little bit of PlayStation bent at the end there.
We're turning.
Yeah, we're turning the ship in the positive direction all of a sudden. But no,
Reggie. Get Reggie. There we got to do it three-way. Or Doug.
Doug Bowser. Oh.
Doug.
We haven't seen nearly enough of him. Maybe I'll get him on the show. Probably not.
Come talk to us, Doug.
Busy man.
Come on. Just 20 minutes of your time, Doug.
I'd take it. Any day of the week. I've had 20 minute dev diaries.
Doug.
That'll work. You do what you got to do. So go and subscribe to all the podcasts. Give them 5-star reviews. It helps with exposure. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. At the lower tiers, you get early access to episodes. At the higher tiers, multi-episode exclusives. And if you are a patron, by the time the magazine goes out, the Player 2 5th anniversary magazine, you'll just get a free physical copy sent to you. So that's kind of cool, and you should totally be a patron just for that. I'm contributing words to it. I haven't done any of them just yet. Probably why I didn't get a Lizzie nomination. Deserved.
But 3 others did.
The 3 others did. So yeah, go check out Chris's, Adam's, Hope's work. The site itself got nominated best publication as well. So we're kind of kicking goals there. It's some great stuff. There's a great team.
We're up against Good Game. We'll take him down.
Yeah,
I'll take you down, Good Game.
Wait, Barjo and Hex aren't even in there anymore, are
No, it doesn't matter. We'll take them down.
Just take them down.
They're weakened. We can take them down.
This is our chance. They
And
don't win
Goose
it
isn't
anyway.
there either, so we're all in.
Oh, who's left? Is it just the robot?
Darren, yeah, I think Darren's just taken over. It's all Darren.
ABC's run by AI now. That's where the Terminators
no.
began. So yeah, subscribe on Patreon. Patreon, there's the magazine there. You'll get that for any tier, just as long as you're a patron, and you're helping the Player 2 dream to grow. Then there's Twitter. Matto, you are at
Matto_Phil.
For me, it's Paul James Games. The website is Player2au. I'm pointing at where your thing would be on the screen.
Could you just wait for the slight delays? Wait.
And that wraps up everything. Xbox is doing some cool stuff. PlayStation, just tell us something, please, for the love of God.
Anything. Just say what your storage is, and I'll be happy. I'm sold.
And until they say it's 1 terabyte and you crack the shit.
5 terabytes. I'm in.
Done.
Sorry, Xbox.
Easily bought. See you later.
Easily brought.